like I'm getting some mixed messages here. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about The Bastard Prince by E.L. Montague. The author did send me this copy, as well as some audiobooks of some of his other books, after just asked if he could just send them to me and sent them on his way. So I will mention that here. And I picked this up because I was just looking for something short, and this is like 80 pages, so I thought it would be a really quick one to get through. I was just feeling something kind of short and go from there. Now, I said in the intro, I feel like I'm getting some mixed messages here because I wasn't really sure what to expect here, because the cover to me really makes it seem like this would be kind of a younger reading, but then the description a little bit less so. And then the introduction of the book starts off specifically and says, "My stories include adult themes and storytelling. There will be sex and violence, sometimes graphic." And I'm just like, okay, again, not quite what I would expect, and not really necessarily my thing, because I'm not super big fan of like graphic sex content, if that's what's going to be coming. And there's not really that here, at least maybe in some of the other stuff, but it was just kind of a little bit of a jarring start. And then the beginning of this book, I felt like really continued with the jarring start. And the plot here is you have Grieg, and he is the bastard son his mother is the town healer, and his father is like off and away. But you find out is basically the healer, and there's sort of an involvement with the healing and with sex, and the father is selling off those services, and that's kind of the setup that we know. And it seems like Grieg really like detests that about his mother, and just wants his father to come back and everything. And so not a strong start there. And it seemed like for a little bit it was going to go in some really like racist directions with some of the descriptions, because these like enemy soldiers come in who are darker skinned, and magic stains your hands black. And so I was really at first off put. It does, thankfully, I will say, not go in the direction that it seemed like it was going to, at least with some of that. With partially, it's the main character Grieg learning that, yeah, there are people that are different, and that doesn't really mean anything. And so there's that kind of thing of learning that, and learning more about the magic, what that really means. He's like, his eyes are opened up a little bit. But again, I don't know. I feel like with the way that some of this started, it just felt odd. I get kind of what's going for, but it was just one of those things where I was really off put to begin with. And while it did improve, I feel like it wasn't enough to have this be like something where I'm like, oh, I really enjoyed this. This ended up at least going up to around a 3-star, I think, for me, where I think that there were some solid bits of writing. It's kind of setting up an interesting premise, but also doesn't have me wanting to run back or run out and find out what's going to be happening next with these characters. It's sort of a base premise, the orphaned or bastard child kind of thing, that character finding out that he has magic, which I'm not considering a spoiler because the cover, but finding out that he can use magic, and then kind of learning about that. And it's with this, he's not really starting to learn about it, it's just sort of the setup for it. But it also, again, with sort of the start, and then the way some of it feels just like instant like wish fulfillment-y, with some of the things that happen here as well, with the character. It just I feel like partially it's this was only 84 pages, and so it is telling a streamlined story, but it's the kind of thing that if this was longer, I don't know how much of it would really hold my interest, just because it is pretty basic in what it's doing, although it has some interesting things, and it just moves very quickly and is using some familiar tropes. So nothing stood out as like really, really good, but I had some things that I didn't like, which is again what kind of brought this down. It does seem like there are some interesting cultures and different interesting takes on magic here, and with like fey creatures and gods and things like that, and the mystical forest. So there's some cool elements here. But again, I don't feel like this very short book is enough to fully judge how I'm going to feel here. And so, like I said, the author did send me some audio for, I think, another one too, which I don't know if it was in the same world or not. about. So it's something I might try, but it was definitely a mixed situation for me with this first one. Let me know if you have read this author, or any of the other stuff you or any of your thoughts on what I said. Would be interested to hear from you. That's really what I have for this one, though. So make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the links in the description, as always, for the Patreon if you want to support what I do, as well as the Wizard of the Enclave Discord if you want to chat books, whether this book, other books, really anything at all. It's a lot of fun. We'd love to have you. And of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.